actually filmed and recovered like over 20 minutes, about 25 minutes of unexplainable, strange phenomenon appearing on the side of this mesa.
The whole mesa's lit up.
The whole mesa's lit up. You seen it on camera?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
The whole thing's lit up. It's like an iridescent glow. And gone.
Oh, there were shadows going across it.
What?
Yeah.
Beautiful cactus right on the edge of this death drop over the edge. So I got stung pretty bad. Look at this one, looks painted here. It is. Like, there is the medicine wheel in the valley below. Right down there. You ready?
There is a connection between the paranormal, UFOs, and the myths of ancient history. The clues are scattered across the landscape from a forbidden past, maybe even in your own backyard. There is a connection between the true nature of our reality, consciousness, and the unexplained. I'm Carl the Crusher. Let's explore the unknown. It is 5 o'clock in the morning, and we are going to the Magic Mesa, and we're gonna hike up to the ancient petroglyph site because today is the longest day of the year. It is the summer solstice, and I believe and have been told and taught that the main petroglyph site up here tells the story of the unfolding and the unwinding of the serpent of the summer solstice. So we're gonna go try and capture it on camera with my good friend Ty, who is a professional photographer, and there he is right there. Ty, how long have you been doing photography, dude?
Long time, since 2016. I took my first, well, since I was a kid I loved it, but 2016 I bought a professional camera, took a road trip, got lost, car broke down, and the whole thing, and found my passion.
You decided to make the best of it by taking pictures the whole time when your car broke down and stuff, and
Pretty much.
that's dope, dude.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So you've never been here before, and
I've never been here. I actually am glad you offered your information because I thought we were at another site across town on the Arizona Strip. So
I think there's a few sites that tie into this, but this one's going to be a pretty magical one for sure.
wild.
So,
Let's get
yeah.
it. Wild that there's no one else here. Carl was actually remarking how incredible it is that no one else is here. What were you saying?
Oh, just that like 1,000 years ago or even 300 years ago, there would have been an entire village full of people and tons of people, and this would have been a major event. The shaman would have probably stayed up all night and would have been like a whole celebration. This is like the turning from the coiling up of the great serpent to the unraveling back again, and the turning of time with the whole ritual of this place. It's really cool. I'm part of the study now with all of this and how it relates with the science and everything back all the way to, some of it ends up going to Washington, D.C.
Alright, we have some light now coming in.
Yeah.
Some very pixelated, very noisy shots of the first petroglyphs of the day, overlooking this tremendous valley. Thanks to our amazing guide, Carl, there's no way I would have found this place, but we're being led and we're right on time to see the big event that we came here to see.
So here's a big part of the story. We have the serpent line going and coiling and uncoiling with the shaman sort of guiding
that event. So as the solstice happens, we're going to see that represented throughout all these petroglyphs. We're starting to get the sun to come up, so we got to get up here to the spot and set up and see what we see. Yeah, like 1,000 years ago, there would have been an entire village up here gathered around these stones to witness this whole event. So don't those look like an old Far Side cartoon or like something? Like a Gary Larson thing. Those are like bighorn sheep, but they look like some ancient caveman put them there. So crazy. So come over here, Ty, and here's the big stone where it happens. Right here.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And there's the slit in the rocks where the sun's supposed to come up and start telling a story. Like, it should paint a spear on his hand here that like floats up to this guy's hand and then overtakes him, creates like a whole wedge down here, and then it creates like a whole doorway keyhole thing, and then the sun comes up and tells the whole story. But we'll see. There's the Birdman right there.
Amazing.
Yeah, so we're just trying to figure out, we're going to get logistically set up here because the sun is starting to come up. And we're going to try and catch it peeking through the rocks right here. Well, you're setting up to get this spot from a couple of angles. I'm going to go try to figure out time lapse and get it going on the other one down the hill here.
There we go. 2 cameras rolling. We are about 10 minutes, maybe less, from the sun official rise time. Carl is here. We're getting ready to witness it.
I got chills. I got dizzy a minute ago. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta breathe. I'm like getting so excited right
The
now.
energy is so palpable, and we are here with all of our ancestor spirits and shamans undeniably watching from these rocks at a distant place in time, yet in this moment, in this reality, it's just us. And you, of course. Thanks for checking it out. And I can't wait to show you what we get. So these are the, Carl says the big horned sheep. I think they're the big wide sheep, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything proportionately. This one, yeah, wow.
It's like the baby, or like it's a little, like a coyote chasing him or something. Isn't that funny how they did the feet?
So gorgeous to see the preservation. All the lichen here on these rocks.
Yeah, that's the thing, when you see it growing inside the carving where the relief has happened, what does that tell you about the age? Like black lichen, darker lichen like this takes at least 100 years to start to form. So this was formed, probably carved at least 300 years ago, probably longer. For it to be carved and then for it to have like 4 different types of lichen growing inside the carving means it's very old. Right?
Carl. It's coming.
Do you see it?
Not yet. We're seconds, maybe a minute or 2 away.
Getting closer.
Getting closer.
So there's that shaman glyph, and see the spiral. It's when you climb up there, it's literally pointing off the top as an arrow, pointing that way, like towards like Hell's Gap up there or whatever. like go that way. There's literally an arrow on the top of that spiral. And then when you walk this way and come back here, there's another spiral pointing with the arrow. See that? Wow. Another spiral and another symbol down there. And then see the little dude pointing? He's like, go that way. Oh, yeah. He's even got his hand going like that.
Absolutely.
See? He's like, go that way. He's supposed to go that way.
So over here, we have another set of panels. What is this area over there?
So this is the main ritual site. So the shaman would sit right on that stone down there and do his meditation as the sun rose. Even though most of the story and the lights pointed at the other rocks, this spot right here has the whole story of transformation of how the shaman became a shaman from a normal villager. So the whole thing is this story of transcendence, of like going out of body into the spirit world and then coming back as the deity. So it's like it's his whole story of transformation. And it shows the whole events of the star people coming down from the sky and how he meets them in the village and how he goes through the transformation. And all of that is like a three-dimensional depiction in the rocks, tied into the rotation of the Big Dipper around the North Star and the summer solstice that's happening literally right now.
Exactly where it needs to be. You can't even double check your work. You know what I mean?
You can't make a mistake or double check
And
it.
you're like, oh, gotta wait a year to see if I did it right.
You gotta wait a whole year to do the next one if you mess it up. See, and here's these Big Dipper drawings. They have to do with the Big Dipper going around the North Star and stuff. And then this is the actual shaman's seat where the shaman would sit. And then this is a whole big event stone as well that tells part of the story where the light comes through the rocks here. See all the glyphs up there and all of these. And this is a whole story of transformation, of going from becoming like a normal person, transcending spiritually to become like the shaman, you know? And there's all these cosmic symbols and stuff. Orion symbols. That's like Orion with his sash and his arms out and stuff. And up there is all these almost glyphs of beings. We better get set up,
Yeah,
huh?
let's do it.
It's gonna happen like any minute. Sun's already coming up, so we gotta hurry now. How is it that this ancient sacred ritual, the turning of time, changing of the seasons, no one's here? This would have been a massive event just like 300 to 1,000 years ago. Huge event to the people here. Longest day of the year, the sunrise coming up. Here we go. What an amazing place. Here's the shaman seat. Here's this petroglyph site. Gotta hurry, here comes the sun.
It's kind of wild, man. Birds, I hear like bobcats fighting in the trees down here.
Right?
There's some activity happening for sure.
Oh, that's a great spot right there.
This is good. So this is going to be an 800 image time lapse.
Perfect.
The biggest thing is going to be navigating people around it.
These people hiking up here may have no idea what today is and what this even means. We might be the only people that even know this information. Ty helps run the Zion Yoga Festival every year. Tell them about that, because it's one of the places people can come to hang out with us.
Yeah, the yoga festival happens now in Springdale every year, and it's full of all sorts of introductory activities for people who are curious about what more is there than just the everyday mundane day-to-day living. So if you want to connect with yourself, with others, and do something beautiful in nature, check it out.
Oh my gosh, it's about to happen. I actually just got really dizzy.
I think where the sun is going to come through because I don't want the lens flares.
It should come straight up through that hole.
Man, this is a very peculiar sight. I feel like I need a tripod that's big enough to hit right here.
Right?
I do.
You need almost like a really tall stretch one, because this dip here makes
Yeah.
it difficult to get the right angle. I mean, maybe even tucking one right up close to the feet of the Birdman.
Thinking.
Even if it's in the view of this one, who cares?
That shows like the whole as it unfolds, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's legit like bobcats fighting down there. Rawr, rawr,
Cat fight.
rawr, rawr.
So we got the peak just barely popping through.
Yeah, that looks
I'm
great.
gonna adjust my settings a little bit more. Peak is just at the top, and the whole panel is going to be illuminated. When
This
it's
is so
balanced.
sick. If this really occurs and we get it on camera today, this is gonna be so cool, dude.
It's gonna be an 8K time lapse.
This is gonna be so cool.
If the viewers are seeing this, chances are we got it.
We got it. Yeah, if nobody's watching it, it'll maybe go on my Patreon page, like as a bonus video. Yeah. Whoa. I got this one going right here. For some reason, the battery, even though it's supposed to be fully charged, says it's only like half right now. Okay, let's go back up and try and watch the Birdman happen. There's a hummingbird. Look at the cameras. Where'd he go? I might have just caught it. There's a little hummingbird that keeps buzzing around us here. That's so cool.
Hey, you're messing up my shot.
Yeah. Right when the solstice happens, we're gonna get this big hummingbird show up.
You just witnessed this sunrise. It's gorgeous.
I've never even gone down there and explored in those canyons yet. Here we go. You're just saying this is obviously a place where people have lived a long time, but panels where you would expect them to carve stuff, there's nothing. And then other ones suddenly it's just covered.
Prime, like it's just wild. It's so selected.
But
It's
if
so
you weren't here on the exact day, the right time to see the light come through, it wouldn't even add up to you to make sense, right? How would you even know?
There's no way.
There's no way.
Big thanks to the predecessor. I'm not sure what his name was to, you know, somehow this knowledge. We're definitely not the first of Moderna to know.
No.
So, but there's clearly not many people who know. So it's special to be able to learn from people and share
It's very cool.
in our own way of capture and preservation. As you can see, unfortunately, if you look back in the background on the flatter wall, that's clearly not.
Yeah, there's
design.
graffiti and
There's
stuff.
graffiti. It's a smiley face. It's definitely
Yeah.
not recent. You can see names kind of faintly carved to the left.
Yes.
Obviously, the methodology was very primitive in modern times to try to replicate what they're witnessing around them. It's unfortunate. And,
Makes you, it upsets me a lot. Yeah. I spent a lot of time just picking up litter at these spots more than anything. Honestly, it's sad. I pick up birthday balloons everywhere I go. When I come up here, there's mylar balloons laying in the rocks everywhere. Yes.
So this effort is going to just be to capture it. There's people coming around.
Yeah. Definitely have sunrise event occurring right now. I don't even know if my cameras down here have lasted or if the batteries have already shot out, but There's some people hiking up. I'm gonna have to go grab my cameras, I think. I've never even noticed these ones here. Look at this. 5 toes. Clearly a foot. And there's another foot there, it looks like.
This is where they measure you for moccasins.
Right. It could be.
Just kidding.
And then up here too.
There's a spiral that's chipped away up there too.
Mm-hmm. That does look like a figure, like it has feet on it.
Yeah, bird feet.
But normally they would say that's a village. But that looks like a person. Yeah. Wow. Look, you can see the sun touching the tops of the rocks up there above the event site.
Oh yeah.
Like it's getting ready to crest up here.
Here we go. You!
I think you're right. I think it's like a procession, like the sun's gonna come up and then it's gonna arc across that gap and tell the story somehow.
I still think we're a couple.
We might be a ways away
We were
still.
closer, but look, this is where that is right now on the other side. And you can clearly see.
Oh yeah. It's got to come up
You
to over
can
the
clearly
crack
see we're here. It's got to drop down into here.
into that gap.
And then over here, it's still up barely on the tip, and it's got to bring it down to
Right.
shoot through there.
It's gonna be another minute. Well, that's good. I thought we might be late. So
So this was a couple minutes. So that was 6:33. So this is 6:40. So this is 7-minute difference. You can see.
it's getting close.
So that was 7 minutes.
It looks like it's gonna hit though. So my cameras down at the other site are probably already gonna be dead on the batteries. They didn't have time-lapse features. We sort of threw this all together last minute. We're like, oh, it's tomorrow, we better go film it, and came up here. So hopefully we got some of that. We're still waiting, but we're figuring out the sun probably has to come up a little bit more and then rise up. You can see it arcing up here as it moves down here. Eventually it's going to catch this gap in the rocks and then tell a whole story on the rocks here that might reveal some clues that we've never seen. We opened up an app to see where the sun's going to go. And it's saying,
right here, it's about, right now it's about right about there.
so we got to wait for it till almost 9 to hit that spot right there. Bing. And then it should put a spear of light right on his hand here, and then it'll begin. So we're early.
You mean I could have slept longer?
Yeah, probably. How am I supposed to know?
So how did you meet up with Smithereens? Andrew, you were just chilling?
Yeah, I messaged him on TikTok. I was like, dude, you want to see a real skinwalker? You got to come to some of my spots. And he was like, all right. And so we ended up hanging out. Yeah. Wow, that's so beautiful. Yeah, dude is crazy. When we went climbing down on the caves, he was bonkers. Like, hey, the sun's coming up right now. It's hit me in the face over the top of this shaman stone. I can feel it coming up. I have a whole group of explorers coming to witness it. Like going all the way up down from the shaman to the time coil. It's touching
the head of
this
the
one
light
down here,
will
the
hit
time
that.
coil, and then now I know why I was here today, why I came here.